Here's a problem every creator knows. You've just finished a video and it's good. You're happy with it. But now you need a title and you need a description, you need a LinkedIn post and maybe a thumbnail idea. And you're staring at a blank screen. The content is done, the packaging hasn't even started. I know this feeling very well. When I started Learn Data Easy, there were times when I'd spend almost as long creating the LinkedIn post and description as I did finishing the video itself. And not because the writing is hard, but because switching context is very hard. You've already done the thinking and now you want to package it for 3 different platforms. So I built an AI agent to help, and not an agent that writes generic AI content. An agent that writes like Learn Data Easy. And today we're going to build it together. Welcome to Learn Data Easy. This is the series where we break down AI, data, and cloud concepts without jargon and without stress. I'm Charlene, I work in data and AI. Now in the last episode, we built an SQL agent that writes database queries, but today we're building an agent that writes content. Different domains, same pattern. Now you give the AI context, you tell it what to do, and you let it execute. Here's the core idea. So most people use AI to write content by typing, write a LinkedIn post about my new video. And then the AI spits out something generic. It sounds like every other AI generated post that we see on LinkedIn. There's no voice, no personality, no brand, and the missing piece is context. Now, before we ask for content, we give the AI 3 things. So there's the brand voice, our audience, and the raw material. And the brand voice is who we are. The audience is who we're talking to. The raw material is what the content is actually about. And when you give the AI those 3 things before asking for anything, the output changes completely. So a simple way for you to remember this is a content agent without context is like a ghostwriter who's never met you. And a content agent with context is like a team member who's watched every single video you've ever made. Today, we're building an agent that takes a video topic and produces 3 things: a YouTube title, a YouTube description, and a LinkedIn post. Same input, 3 outputs, all on brand. And we're going to build it for our fake brand, Data Cafeteria. You've watched these videos, so you know Data Cafeteria. So when the AI produces content, you'll know immediately whether it sounds authentic or not. As a bonus, we'll add a video outline generator, give it a rough idea, and get back a structured outline. Same system, 1 additional task. And here's the workflow: video topic, brand voice, platform rules, content agent, and then we generate the YouTube title, YouTube description, LinkedIn post, video outline. So let's build it. Okay, let's start. Let's open a new Python file, or in this case, a Colab notebook. We're going to rename this AI Content Creator Agent. And that's done. Now we're going to install OpenAI. So follow these commands. You've seen these before. And successful. Now let's define the most important part of the entire system, and that's the brand voice. Okay, we're going to create a new cell and paste the brand voice that we've already curated beforehand. So we can see we have the tone, the audience, what we should sound like, what we don't want to sound like. We have the content pillars, the values, and what to avoid. Let's run that to make sure there are no errors. We're not expecting an output from this stage. This is the step that most tutorials skip, and it's one of the most that makes the difference between generic content and content that actually sounds like you. So here you can see a description of what we define as our personal brand voice. So let's test the same topic 2 different ways. So one, we're going to use the brand voice, and the other one we're not. Let's start without the brand voice. Okay, we're going to make the call to the API. And we're going to use the GPT-5 Mini. It's cheap, and to be honest, it suits our needs. Now we're going to set the role as the user, and we're going to apply the content. So the content will just define what we actually want. So what is the task? We want to write an Instagram post announcing that Data Cafeteria is hosting a free AI and coffee evening for beginners. Now we're going to print out the results. So you'll notice here that the response, we're choosing the first of the choice. So it actually gives us more outputs than one, but we want the first one. So that's index 0. And we want the message, but from that message, we want the content piece. So we can see that here. And as you can see, so it is quite generic. It does not feel like it is human generated, to be honest. And as you can see, nobody talks like that. It sounds very AI generated. I mean, it's an okay post to put up if you have nothing else to put up, but it might be considered as AI slop for a lot of people. So let's try to give AI now context. So we're going to add our brand voice rather than our brand. So let's get started. So we're going to generate another response. So this is very similar to what we were doing before. We are calling the API. We are setting the model, which is GPT-5 Mini. Again, we're using the exact same model as we did before. It suits our needs, so there's no reason to change it. Now, notice the changes when it comes to the messages. So instead of role being user as we did before, now we are setting it to role system. And we'll explain why in a minute. And with regards to the content, now we are giving it an actual functioning role rather than a task for it to do. So you are a marketing manager for Data Cafeteria and use this brand voice. That's pretty much it. Now you'll see those curly brackets and brand voice in those curly brackets. That's because that is the input. So it is considered as a parameter that we are inserting into the query. And now we are still going to define the user role. So we still need this user because this defines the task. And we're going to ask it, write an Instagram post. And here, we're going to print out the results. Same method as before, we're going to choose the first of the choices that it gives us as a potential post. And we're getting the message, and from the message, we're getting the content. And as you can see, this is more human. This sounds better. It's the same topic, same model, different instructions. So let's visualize what's happening. So without the brand voice, you get generic output, and basically you just sound like everyone else online. But with brand voice, you get specific output and it sounds just like you. Same model, different context. And honestly, this might be the most important lesson from this entire episode. And most people skip the context. It might be speed, it might be laziness, it might be lack of awareness that we should do this step. But then they wonder why everything sounds like ChatGPT. Now let's tell the AI what we're creating. Okay, we're going to paste in the content formats, and as you can see, we're giving each platform its own objective. So we have the Instagram post, the LinkedIn post, the website copy, and also the email campaign. Because a title and a LinkedIn post serve completely different purposes, so we cannot use the same prompts. Now let us combine everything. So we're going to create a function called content agent, and in this function we are just going to bring all of the steps together, and we're going to have the content format. So we have the Instagram post, the LinkedIn post, we're going to have the website copy, we're going to have the email campaign, all in one section. And apart from that, what we're actually going to do as well is we're going to gather all the other steps. So we're going to check all of the different formats, and from that read the content format. So we're going to use that function that we created before called content format, and we're going to understand, like, for every different post what is required for us to generate, or rather than for the AI to generate. So we're going to define the system role as we did before. And now we are going to define the content. And here I'm just going to paste it in. But basically we have two parameters with the brand voice and also the goal. So the goal, we are receiving it from the content formats function. We've already defined this before in previous steps. And now we define the user role. And as you can see, the content is being defined as the topic. So we are receiving the input from this function as a topic, and we are going to use it for the content of the user. This allows us to create different types of topics that we need content about. So we can use this daily, we can use this weekly, we can use this whenever we need. And now again, every time we're getting the first of the choices that it gives us and the content from that message. And that is our function. Notice something important. The brand voice goes into the system prompt, not the user prompt. The system prompt tells the AI who to be. The user prompt tells it what to do. And that separation matters. It's the difference between I am a data cafeteria writer and someone asked me to write like data cafeteria. Same words, different behavior. Also notice that we could have added a temperature here. Now in the last episode, we referred to a temperature of 0 because SQL needs precision. So we always need the same output. But content is different, so we can have a bit of creativity here. I didn't include it here, but we'll talk more about this in future episodes. Okay, let's test it. So here we're going to define the topic. And for this topic, we're going to say, for example, Data Cafeteria is launching a free monthly event called AI and Coffee, the same one we had before. And we're going to give some more information here, even though I've made a few spelling mistakes, but that's okay. Okay, and we're going to say the first session is next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. All right, so we run that just to make sure everything is fine. Now let's run the agent. Okay, we are going to call the agent, so the content agent, with the topic that we've just defined. And now for each of the items that are output, we are going to print them on screen so we can see them a lot clearer. We're going to use the equal sign times 60 as a delimiter, as a bit of a separator, bit of a divider, just to make things a lot clearer. We're going to print this out and let's see what this generates. Takes a bit of time because it's going through all of the steps required. And you can see the output here. So we can see the Instagram post, we can see the LinkedIn post, we can see the website copy as well, and we can see the email campaign. And it's done. Now let's look at the outputs. So you can see that the YouTube channel title has been generated. You can see that there is a clear, specific, easy to understand YouTube description. You can see that all of the requirements that we set were actually generated by AI. Now let's extend the system. So most creators don't actually struggle with the writing part, they struggle with the structure. So let's build an outline generator. Okay, we're going to create the outline agent function here. So we're defining the messages as we've done before. So this should be very familiar to you. We have role, it's a system role. For our content, I'm going to paste in this. So you are the content strategist for Data Cafeteria, and there's some details there. And now we need to define the other role, which is our user role. And remember the differences between the two. So system defines the role that we need to operate and to create some things, and the user defines the task that we are actually required to output. And now we are retrieving the output from the ChatGPT model, so the OpenAI model. In this case, we're going to use GPT-5 Mini again because it's cheap, so we don't waste a lot of money where we don't need to. And we're going to get the first choice from this, index 0, and the content from the message. Okay, so now let's test it. Okay, so we're going to create a new code cell and we're going to have a raw idea. This is our starting point. So basically, how can AI help small businesses save time every week? So we need some help with data cafeteria. It's just run by Emma. So preferably she gets some help from AI. And we're calling the outline agent function with the raw idea as the input. And we're printing the output from here. And as you can see, we can see the hook, we can see the main message, and there are 3 talking points. So this can generate a script or a story that can help Emma show how AI can be used for data cafeteria. So this is if that's the direction. I mean, most likely it would not be the direction that she would want to go into for her data cafeteria content, but for the purposes of this, let's say that this is the direction she wants to go into. Okay, so let's zoom out. We didn't build a content generator, we built a content system. Now that's an important distinction. So a generator creates words, but a system creates consistent content. The secret wasn't the prompt, and I know I tell you guys each time how important it is to engineer your prompt correctly, but in this case, the secret was the context. So the audience and the voice and the rules. And these are things that make AI sound more like a member of your team rather than a random model. So let's recap. A content agent works best when you provide context before tasks. The 3 most important pieces of context are who you are, who you serve, and what you're creating. The system prompt defines identity. The user prompt defines the task. And then you can also add in temperature if you want to control the creativity. And the same content system can create multiple outputs from the same idea. So think about what we built today. One idea goes in, a title comes out, a description comes out, a LinkedIn post comes out, a video outline comes out. That's not content generation, that's content repurposing at scale. Notice something important. Everything we created today started with an idea we already had. But what if we don't actually have the idea yet? And what if we want AI to find interesting topics for us? That's exactly what we're building next. A research agent, so one that searches the web, reads multiple sources, identifies patterns, and brings back ideas worth talking about. We'll keep it just as simple. Now, if this has helped, subscribe, and let's keep learning AI the easy way. See you next time.